How to stop being a pussy and start winning big. My only hope today is that you leave my presentation and you go get more aggressive in your life. You go play life on offense. You attack. And when we have the same event next year, you guys are in a completely different place than where you are today. So let's get started. First of all, who am I? I think they gave a pretty good introduction. I run a company called Bad Marketing. I'm the about 12 different companies in America I run. I don't publicize all of them. Some are pretty big. Between all of them, we did about $80 million the last 12 months. And this is kind of stuff that I keep private to myself. I mainly just talk about bad marketing on my social media. But I think the most important point I want to get to you guys today is me and all the other people on the stage. You guys look at us, ناطرين برا بالصف لا تسألونا سؤالات. You guys think we're some kind of special person. We have some kind of special talent. But at the end of the day, all of us are just like you guys sitting in these chairs. We're in the same exact position 5 years ago. This is me in 2020. بالبيسمنت عن أهلي. I didn't even have $1. عم اشتغل عن أهلي بالبيت على اللابتوب. وعم جرب اتعلم كيف اعمل marketing online كرمال اعمل مصاري, right? This is just 6 years ago, right? 2020, this is me taking pictures, learning how to use a camera because I didn't have money to hire someone to go take pictures for me, okay? A lot can change. This is 2025. I have 4 supercars. My company does $20 million a year, my main company. You can see some of the screenshots here. $80,000 days, $50,000 days. Life can turn around very quick in 5 to 6 years. And all I want you guys to get out of this is that this can be you in the next 2 to 3 years if you put your head down and you take your shit seriously. And like I said, stop being a pussy and take a little bit of risk. So today, hopefully by the end of my presentation, you guys have a very clear path of exactly what to do the next 3 years to get to where I'm at. If I give you any value today, all I ask is you take a picture of me on stage, you tag me, and I'll repost it for you guys. So let's get started. Like I said, I'm not special. And no one on this stage is, okay? Every single one of us, you see Mehdi, you see millions of followers, massive offices. 5, 6 years ago, he didn't have any of this. You see George Saliba, millions of followers on YouTube. 5, 6 years ago, none of this. You see my brother Arab on stage, millions of followers, going to the most famous people in the world. 5 years ago, we were laughing at him. He was sitting in his bedroom playing video games, and we laughed at him as a family. We said, ha, you're doing nothing with your life. 5 years later, he's sitting on stage, he gets billions of views. All of this can change, and the first point I want to make sure you guys understand is none of us are special. But I believe as Lebanese, we have an advantage in every marketplace. In America, for those of you guys that don't live in the States, I'd say like on average, people that go and start a business in America, rough number, maybe 10% of them end up having a decent business, successful, good job. If you look at the Lebanese people in America who decided to start a business, 60 to 80% of them probably have successful companies. We're built differently in Lebanon. Our genetic pool is different. Over the last 10 years, yeah. It's true. I'm telling you, everywhere in the world I go, I see Lebanese people, they're very successful, and it's because of the work ethic that we build in Lebanon. It's because of all the shit we've been through the last 10 years in this country. No one's been through the shit that we've been through, and we're still here standing, we're still showing up on a Saturday, learning, trying to be better so that we can improve our lives, improve our families' lives, and everything like that. You can't just find that anywhere. But at the same time, as Lebanese, we need to be aware of our weaknesses. A lot of times, as Lebanese people, we don't self-reflect and look at ourselves and say, "When fi Hassan, where can I be better? Where are my weaknesses?" We always just assume we're good at everything. It's a very hard thing to get over our egos, and it is a weakness of ours. We need to be very aware of all our weaknesses. Each one of you has a different weakness. Each one of you has a different strength. We need to be very aware of our weaknesses, especially as Lebanese people as a whole. I'll start with one of them. I think this is one of the biggest weaknesses in Lebanon. What is this shit that all the men are carrying around? This is not a men's purse. This is a toiletry bag. I see all the men in Lebanon carry this shit everywhere. This, you put your toothbrush in it, and your cologne and your deodorant, not your wallet and your cigarettes. Let's get rid of this shit, okay? Weakness number 1. Moving on. I want to get one thing done today. And again, by the time that we're done, the only thing I want you to do is be more aggressive, okay? None of us were special. We were just fucking aggressive for 5 years straight. We worked our ass off at one thing, and that's why we're at today. We didn't get distracted with a million things. So today I'm gonna give you guys an exact path on what your next steps are to get to that level. Because the second worst thing you can do today, I'll tell you the first one at the end of the presentation, but the second worst thing you can do today at this event is take hundreds of notes from all the speakers, all the panels, have all this information, finance, crypto, marketing, e-commerce, and you leave here and you have too many ideas. If you leave here with too many things on your list, you won't do any of them. Remember this. All of us do this, same shit. We come to an event, we take all these notes, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna start sales, and I'm gonna do e-commerce, Arab اللي يعمل content, اللي يعمل crypto, blah, 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 and you guys do too many things, and you don't do anything. This is called analysis paralysis in English, okay? This is where you have too many options and you cannot make a decision of what your next step is because you have too many options. This is the second worst thing that you can do at this event. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk you down a straight line. I'm gonna show you over the next 2 to 3 years how to make millions of dollars if you live in Lebanon. I'm gonna give you the exact steps, and these are the same steps I would follow. Before we get started, I wanna break business down for you in the simplest form. There's two sides of business. There's revenue creation. I call this offense, okay? You go, you make more money. This is sales, this is marketing. Can you go create revenue for a business? The second side of the business is expense removal. Every business is trying to make more money, save more money, keep more profit in the middle. It's very simple. There's two sides. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want to see by vote from everyone in this room, and I want you to stand, not your hands, who thinks revenue creation is more valuable than expense removal? Stand up. Stand up. Who thinks revenue creation is more valuable than expense removal? Thank you. Sit down. Who thinks expense removal is more valuable than revenue generation? Stand up. Well, 60% of you didn't even stand. This is the problem I'm getting to. None of you guys are aggressive. You guys aren't willing to take risks. You're embarrassed to stand up in front of an audience. Thank you for those that stood up. The correct answer is revenue creation. When you create revenue for a business, another business, your business, whatever it is, when you have a skill that you can make money, you can ask for more money than anyone else because you can create an infinite amount of money for a business. I can go right now, I can walk into a company making $1 million a year, and I can make it $10 million a year next year from marketing. I can demand half of that business as my own because I can make it 10 times bigger. If I go and I do expense removal, if that's what I'm focused on in the business, how to save money, how to cut expenses, how to make operations better, blah, 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 I'm limited to how much money I can ask for because I have to depend on the guy who can create revenue to make more revenue so I can save more on the expenses. Therefore, I challenge you to find a domain that is in revenue generation and go all in on it because you will never have a ceiling to your income. So creating is offense, removing is defense. I want you guys to start playing offense. A lot of you guys, a lot of the questions I'm hearing in the audience when I'm back there asking questions is, oh, Eddie, I'm scared to take a risk. Eddie, what would you do in my situation? I don't have any time. Eddie, I'm scared to do this. Guys, stop being fucking scared because everyone else is playing scared. And the only reason you're not standing on the stage is because you're playing scared too. That's it. There's no skills. There's no gap. We all didn't know shit 5 years ago, and honestly, we still don't know shit. We're just standing here telling you whatever we do know, right? And so I challenge you guys to do that. I pulled up a definition here of offense. The key term I want to go over is, let's see, whose primary responsibility is to try and score. Okay, where is it right here? Primary responsibility is to try and score. This means being on offense, okay? Every single fucking day, you are trying to score. Every day. It is your primary responsibility. Not, oh, this week, I feel very good, I'm aggressive. Oh, some people told me no, they don't want to work with me. Next week, I'm going to take it a little easy. I'm not going to ask as many people because a lot of people said no. Oh, you know, my feelings are a little bit hurt. That's not being on offense. If I lost all my money, my connections, and my skills, I promise you, if I lived in Lebanon, I would be a millionaire in 2 to 3 years. No skills, nothing. I don't know anything about marketing. I don't know anything, and I've done it before. What you guys don't realize is you see bad marketing, you see this stuff in America, you see some stuff in Dubai. What you don't realize is it all started in Lebanon. My first 10 clients were all in Lebanon. I walked into offices, I got clients in Lebanon, and I built a 6-figure agency in Lebanon in one summer before I even went back to America, okay? I'm very confident in this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you exactly step by step what you need to do it in 2 to 3 years as well, so that there's no bullshit excuses. And only 5 to 10% of you in this room will leave and take action, and 90% of you guys will be like, I don't feel like it, it's too hard, I don't wanna work that hard. The same bullshit excuses we all give ourselves, but I'm talking to the 5 and 10% who are gonna leave here and change their lives, and next year we have this fucking event, they're gonna be standing on this stage. All right, so 3 steps. If I was to be a millionaire, if you wanted to be a millionaire in 3 years living in Lebanon, I'm gonna give you 3 exact steps you're gonna take. It's really this simple.
If you own a business and you're looking to expand your team and you're looking to do so with really high level talent affordably, you're watching this presentation right now, but what you don't realize is there's 4,500 people in the audience here on a Saturday learning all these online skills and probably already developed them in the past, already being able to make money online, working for other companies in an English education system in Lebanon. And because we have access to such a strong pool of talent in the Middle East, we're able to help connect that talent with companies here in the United States and Canada. And we've already done so for hundreds of different companies, probably companies that you actually work with, you use their softwares, etc. They actually all secretly hire from Lebanon because of the level of talent for the price that they can get. So if you're a business owner, you're getting value from this presentation, you want to look at hiring someone overseas in Lebanon that's extremely talented, English educated, for a fraction of the price of American talent. All you have to do is just click the link below at remotelyx.com, apply, and we will match you specifically with candidates that are very qualified for the position that you're looking for.
Step number 1 is skills. My first 1 to 2 months is only focused on skills. Remember, in this scenario, I have no connections, I have no money, and I have no skills, okay? I don't know anything about marketing right now. Every single skill that has been taught up here, financial letters, marketing, content creation, sales, everything you guys hear, you can learn in 1 to 2 months. Honestly, you can learn it in 10 fucking hours. When I first started marketing, there was nowhere near the education provided like Jad's doing for the e-com community. There was none of this stuff available. And I was able to learn ads in 24 hours. Keith, today, with all these resources we have, you can learn any fucking skill. Go sell someone on a project and spend the night learning on YouTube how the fuck to do the thing you just sold them on, and you have a business in 24 hours. It's very simple. But for example's sake, I'm gonna say it's gonna take you 1 to 2 months. Here's how we're gonna do it, and today we're gonna figure out what is the skill that you're gonna do. Because I'm talking to some of you guys, you're like, I don't know, maybe I do e-com, maybe I do sales, but I don't really like talking to people, maybe I do something else. So today we're gonna figure that out. Step number 1. All these skills that I'm gonna show you are fast, and they have no cost. You can do these all for free. So first of all, attention generation skills. These are people who can create attention. In today's world, there's reasons why you're in this room. It's because someone here, whether it's Jad, whether it's me, whether it's Mehdi, whether it's Arab, has your attention. And because we posted about it, we have your attention. You guys showed up to this room. Attention generation. So 2 skills would be content creation and online ads. And give me a second, I'm gonna go through all the skills, and then I'm gonna break down exactly which ones are the best fit for you guys. Second category is attention conversion. My brother Arab can get 100 million views a month, but I make 10 times more money than him. It's because I'm better at attention conversion than my brother is. I can take someone's attention and I can turn it into dollars, much better than he can. So he can get 100 million views, I just need 1 million, and I'll do more money than his 100 million because I have attention conversion skills, okay? Sales and copywriting. Everyone like Jad, everyone like Mehdi who has millions of views, hundreds of millions of views, needs someone who can convert the attention. It's all useless until the views turn into dollars. And the last category is business organization. This is for my introverts, whoever's introverted. AI, super, super huge right now. You can go learn AI softwares, guys. I watched an 8-hour YouTube video on building AI automations, and I felt like I was a fucking expert. I walked into a meeting just for fun, pitching them on AI. I just learned on a YouTube video on my sofa on a Sunday. حطيتها بكور بإيدي, حضرت 8 hours AI. I went and sold a guy $15,000 AI package, and I learned it from an 8-hour YouTube video. That's how easy it is to learn these skills. But all of us make excuses. We don't go looking. We don't try hard enough. If something's difficult, khalas, nhatta janab, we'll try it later. You guys aren't trying to overcome, right? So let's break them into two categories. If you're introverted, you like to stay to yourself, you don't answer your WhatsApp calls from your friends, you are on the introverted side. These are the best skills if you're an introverted person in Lebanon to learn in today's world, okay? You can learn skills that are not online, that are not on this list. That's okay. But with these skills on this list, you can go to any country, 8 billion people in the world, and you can sell them services by living in Lebanon, and they will send you USD to your bank account in Lebanon, and you can have a seriously successful business making millions of dollars from these skills, even if you are an introvert. If you're an extrovert like me, I like to talk to people. I like to do sales. I'm very outgoing. I'll pick up your call if you call me most of the time. Content creation, sales, copywriting, online ads, e-commerce. Take a picture of this. All I want you to do is pick one. Don't sit here and be like, wow, Eddie said AI is good, but he also said sales is good, but he also said ads is good. Pick one skill. Pick the one that's closest to you. If your friends tell you, كل حياتكم, they tell you, man, أنت كتير شاطر بالحكي, man, كتير شاطر بالحكي, أنت. Good, go into sales. Don't sit on AI on a computer and try to compete with someone who doesn't like talking to people, who can sit on a computer for 24 hours a day. He's gonna beat you. But he can't beat you in sales because you're extroverted. So now that we have our skill, step 2 is we're gonna work. But we're not gonna work for ourselves. We're gonna work for another company. This is a big key here. I think the biggest problem a lot of us did when we started our own business was fitna bil business, already doing the work that we're doing so that we can learn from all of their mistakes, okay? And my biggest regret, I worked for a company for 6 months before I started my own company. My biggest regret was not working another 6 months and learning exactly how they do everything in the company. So when I go to start my own business, it's a shortcut. Already bought exactly what to do. I know all the problems. I know how it's organized. My goal is to learn. So phase 2, my first 2 years, we're gonna work. Here's the risks of a big company versus a small company, okay? I want you guys to learn a skill and go get a fucking job at a company that does it. If you wanna learn e-commerce, take Jad's program, start your own thing, sure. But if you go and work for a company doing $10 million a year e-commerce, you will learn so much more in the year than you will possibly doing your own business. And when you go to start your own business, it will be so much easier because you already know the blueprint. You already know what big people do, when they're organized, what it looks like, and you can copy all those. So if you go to a big company, obviously you're gonna have lower risk. It's gonna be a more secure job, but you're gonna have less opportunities to do more. You're gonna have less opportunities to learn more skills, to try different things because the company's huge. If you go work with a small company, higher risk, of course, it's a small company, best, you're gonna be able to do whatever the fuck you want in this company. If you're a hard worker, you'll get promoted all the way to the top. You'll be able to do every job in the business. And by the time you're done, 1 to 2 years, depending on how good you are, you will know everything it takes to run a business. And then you'll be able to go to step 3, which is build. Now, before we go to step 3, I wanna tell you guys about Remotely X on the booth barra. This is all we do, is we take diligent, amazing Lebanese talent like you guys, and we help place you with the best American companies in your domain, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's development, project management, everything in between. If it doesn't work because the internet or whatever, في عنا booth barra, please go apply, put your name on the list, because you never know, some of your dream companies, barra, might be looking for talent in Lebanon through Remotely, and this might be your chance to work with them. Step 3 is build. I put forever, because you're gonna keep building this business and everything you got for the rest of your life after you got those skills, okay? Here's exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna take everything you now know from working in another company that does exactly what you wanna do. If it's in sales, go work for a sales company. If it's in e-com, find a successful e-commerce company, go work in it, etc. You're gonna take everything you've learned and you're gonna find a business partner. And that's why being in this room is so important. Some of you guys are extroverted. Some of you are really good at sales, communication, whatever, but you're disorganized. You're shit. You don't even have a calendar. You barely take notes. You write something, you forget about it, but you're so good at speaking. Find someone in the room who's not good at speaking with people, but it's very organized. They take care of their stuff and become a partnership together, because all of us have weaknesses. And the fastest way for us to avoid those weaknesses is to find a business partner that can fill those weaknesses. You see someone like Jad up here, and you see all the businesses Jad has, and wow, Jad's so smart, he has all the businesses. Every business has a partner, or just one? One doesn't. Does every business you have a business partner? Every business. Almost all of them. Almost all of his businesses have a business partner. Anna, yesterday, George Saliba was in my car, he was asking me, he said, bro, how do you start all these companies, bro? Like, I just don't even know what to do. I'm like, bro, there's not a single business I have that does not have business partners. I do not want to do this shit alone. It's hard. I don't have every skill in the book. Ma fi ihtam bi 12 different companies at the same time. I need to find partners. I need to make connections in rooms like this. I need to meet other people who can fill my weaknesses and fill my gaps. Just remember, please, your biggest risk is not taking a risk. Your biggest risk and your worst case scenario is قاعدين بهالأوضة 1 year from now in the same fucking position you already are. That's the worst case scenario. Guys, the day I realized, I was working in my parents' house, I wasn't making any money, okay? Maybe 2-3 years, I finally made like $40,000, $50,000 per month, okay? I know that's a lot of money in Lebanon. In America, they call you broke. $40,000, $50,000 a month. And I was like, you know what? It clicked in my head. If I risk everything and I go to build a fucking huge company and I fail, I always know how to get back to $40,000 a month. That's where I am today. I already got here. I know how to get right back here. My worst case scenario, if I risk it all, is right back where I'm standing today. I have nothing to fucking lose. So just remember, your biggest risk is not taking a risk. And if you fuck it up, you're still in the same space. So to wrap it up, I promise you guys, I tell you what the number one worst thing you can do is leaving this event. I told you number 2 is don't take too many notes, don't have too many things to do. Walk out of here with a handful, 3 to 5 different objectives رح تعملون after you leave, and focus on those so you can actually get it done. But the worst thing you can do is leaving this event without making at least 20 new connections. I see a lot of you guys, you gotta understand the situation. It's a fucking Saturday. All my friends in Lebanon are on the beach drunk right now, having a fucking great time. But there's 4,000 people in this fucking room learning, improving themselves on a Saturday when you could be out partying and drinking and everything in the summertime. These are the people you need to network with. These are the people you need to make friends with. And these are the people 5 years from now are going to be the people standing on the same fucking stage talking to another 4,000 people in Lebanon. Hopefully 10,000 by then. But they're in the same fucking room as you guys. And a lot of you guys are spending most of your time standing in line to ask me a question, to ask George a question, to ask Jad a question, to ask Mehdi a question. For what? The Jads, the Mehdis, the Georges, the Eddies of the world are sitting right next to you right now. Just remember, this was it. 5-6 years ago, we were like this. So to wrap it up, please, at the end of this, bad Jad's talk, bad Mehdi's talk, bad the panel, we have open networking. Please, guys, make the most out of it. Don't sit on your phones. Don't talk to the same fucking people you already know. I see you guys, you came in with your friends, and you've been talking to your friends for 4 hours. Kasikhta. You're in a room of 4,000 people. Meet some new people, make some new connections, and challenge yourself a little bit. Remember, skills first, work second, learn as much as you can at work, then build your own shit, take risks, and play life on offense. Thank you so much, Beirut.